Never ever trust a Yoruba man. Our northern brothers may make a great mistake. Me personally, I do not vote for Tinubu.
Hello, great people. If the signal coming from the north is anything to go by, certainly 2027 is going to be an interesting year. The snippet that you just watched, which I will leave you to watch the extended version of it in a moment, is the video that has been circulating the north now. It has been moving from phone to phone, and the northerners have been carrying that information. What does the North have against President Bola Tinubu? What is the North forming an alliance against him? You get to know in that video. And what does the North have against Tinubu and by extension Yoruba people in 2027? Then when we come back from watching that video, I would be telling you what you need to know, because I'll be debunking some of the things that the guy said in that video, and we'll be picking it one by one to dissect the issues that the guy has put forward in that video. First thing first, my polythinkers, let's watch the video before we come back for more discussion. And if you are watching this video, it is important that you watch it to the end. Let's hear from the guy. Let's spend some minutes with him before we come back for more discussion.
This is a direct message to people from Southwest. They have been calling us Northerners all sort of falling names, that we are parasites, that we are useless, that they are going to teach us a lesson 2027, that even if Tinubu excelled to become the next president of Nigeria, that they are going to bring somebody from South, not the North. Maybe they have baby mentality. They don't know the North. They don't know our history. One state in northern Nigeria is equivalent to the whole of Southwest. My lecturer once told me something. My Calabar lecturer once told me something. He said, never ever in your life trust a Yoruba man. He said, if a Yoruba man shake your hand, he mean maybe or no. While in your heart, he mean yes. While in his heart, he mean no. He said, if a Yoruba man nod his head, he mean no. They are hypocrite in nature. He said, never ever trust a Yoruba man. Our northern brothers may make a great mistake. Me personally, I do not vote for Tinubu because I already know the nature of Yoruba. They are hypocrites. They behave like chameleons. And once they hijack power, their true color will prevail. And we have seen what Tinubu is doing, what Tinubu is trying to do regarding the tax reforms. The governor of Bauchi, Bala Mohammed, has warned President Bola Tinubu that his reform policy is anti-northern Nigeria, that we are going to teach him a lesson. This is not oligarchy. You understand? If he insisted that he is arrogant, that he insisted that the tax reform must come to stay, we are going to teach him a lesson 2027. He's going to lose election. His state where he come from, Osun State and Lagos State, did not vote for him 2023 election. He did not win. He did not win election in Osun and Lagos State. Did not voted for him. Me personally, I did not vote for him. And this fight did not voted for him. He only got 8.4 million. This fight, four people came from the north. He did not even get he did not even get a massive vote. You understand? Let me assure you, people from Southwest, that we are going to teach you a lesson. This is your hypocrite nature. We are going to teach you a lesson. You are going to lose election. And once a Yoruba man lost election, a Yoruba man will never ever rule this country. Even thinking of becoming a vice. Let me tell you, we are going to teach this Yoruba, this direct message to Yoruba land. Once Tinubu lost election, no any Yoruba man will ever click to power again. This is a message to you because we have already identified your hypocrite nature. My father told me, he said, never, my Calabar lecturer told me, never ever trust a Yoruba man because they have hypocrite nature. They have what they say and what they mean are two different things. Never ever trust them. They are hypocrite people in nature. This is a direct message to you. I'm just warning you, Yoruba people, that calling us all sort of names, insulting us on Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook will not make you to become a president 2027. Tinubu is OTP, one time president. Period. Inshallah.
There you have it. You just heard the assertions of the northern man, and he just told you the mind of the north against the south, particularly Yoruba people and Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, why do I need to debunk some of the things that this guy have said? Because in the future, political scientists, archaeologists, sociologists, they may be making research about Nigeria. And when they come across this video and there's no rebuttal, definitely they will take what this guy have said as the truth. But perhaps, hopefully, when they are making such research, maybe in the next 100 and 150 years, they will come across this video and they will know that, okay, there was somebody that tried to debunk what this guy has said. And I will debunk it based on fact and empirical analysis, things of public knowledge that you and I know. First, the guy made an assertion about Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Well, I would say that it is left for the aides of Bola Ahmed Tinubu to defend their principle. I'm not the head of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but as I'm debunking the guy's assertion about Yoruba people and looking at the political dynamics of 2027, if there's anything that connects to Tinubu in it, then that is Tinubu's luck. But it is the head of the president, is their responsibility to speak for their principle. I am not the head of the president. But for my extended Yoruba people and for the sake of other tribes in Nigeria, the guy made a statement. He said that Yoruba people are parasites. Now let us look at facts and figures. Which region in Nigeria, which ethnic group is really the parasite? Now, the North was the one that killed Kensaruwiwa, and as at when Kensaruwiwa was being murdered, nobody ever imagined that Abacha was busy stealing the money made from oil in the Niger Delta, and he was keeping it abroad, the money that should be meant for the development of Nigeria. Abacha killed the Niger Delta son, the Ogoni son, and he was even stealing the money made from their land and keeping it abroad. Who is the parasite? Is it during the military era, the North that doesn't have oil, and the northern head of state were busy awarding oil wells to their northern friend at the expense of the people of the Niger Delta that truly owns the oil? Who is then the parasite? The derivation formula. Who was reducing the derivation formula, which is that the what I can call a compensation amount for the inconveniences that the Niger Delta is going through for extracting oil in their land? Who was reducing it to the 13% that it is now, from about almost 40%? To be clear, Obasanjo too, during his military days, did a reduction. But most of the people that reduced the figure were northerners. Who is a parasite in the true sense of it? When you guys have ruled in Nigeria, and most of the people from the north were ruling as military head of state, and they ruled, there was an election in 1993, and that election, a Yoruba man by the name MK Abiola won the election, and a northerner annulled that election despite it being free and fair, denying the Yoruba people the access to power in a free and fair election. The question is, who is a parasite? Again, who is a parasite? Because I don't run out of empirical instances as a political scientist on topic like this, and that is why, may I beg you, if you can find me that guy, the man in that video, he should come for a debate. I would so much love a debate with him. He should come for a debate. I will give him my platforms. We should come and debate for 3 hours. He should fire me question, I should fire him question. As regards the north and the south, who is a parasite in the true sense of it? Because Buhari, that just left office, signed loan on behalf of Nigeria. He collected loan to build rail tracks in the north to Niger because his families are connected to Niger. And Buhari, during his tenure, used the oil in the Niger Delta as a collateral for loan. And now the Niger Delta people, their oil is paying for that loan because he has already collected money up front. Who is the parasite? The same Buhari that cannot appoint the Niger Delta people into critical position is the same Buhari that used the Niger Delta oil as collateral for loan. So you want to ask yourself, who is a parasite? Then he made an assertion out of his ignorance that a southerner will replace Tinubu. That is not possible. We all know that if a Buhari, as nepotistic as he is, can be resisted, if Tinubu finish his term, that is if he doesn't lose the election in 2027, if he finish in 2031, the power will automatically go to the north. But then you want to ask yourself, if it goes to the south, is it really a bad thing? Should we not give the Igbos a chance and other ethnic groups as well? Like if Tinubu decide to not contest in 2027, is there any problem wrong in that? And if he decide that, okay, now I want to bring in another southerner, okay, that let me even compensate my Igbo brothers, is there a crime in that? But the truth is, Bola Ahmed Tinubu will surely contest in 2027. You and I know that. And Bola Ahmed Tinubu will give them a good fight if they don't want him to return. And that's why I said 2027 will be very interesting. Now, it says his Calabar lecturer says don't trust Yoruba people. Well, I think that his Calabar lecturer, maybe he has dated somebody and the marriage was with a Yoruba woman and maybe the marriage fell out. I don't know. But what I know is that I've met good Igbo people, fantastic Igbo people. And of course, I've met terrible Igbo peoples. I've met good northern people and terrible northern people. So it is wrong to paint the whole Yoruba race, just as it is wrong to paint the whole Igbo race and the whole Hausa race with one brush. Same also, it is wrong to paint the whole Yoruba race with one brush. And like I said, the assertion of his Calabar lecturer is wrong, because I just gave you a plethora of examples. Then the man said something that Yoruba will never rule or be vice again. That man is speaking out of the ignorance of the Talakawas, the illiterate population of the north, because I know that a northern well-oriented person will not speak like that, because you need to carry another major ethnic group along. Now, the north is not carrying the Igbo people along. You still want to jettison the Yoruba people. Can you rule Nigeria alone? That itself will be a problem. Don't forget that Nigeria was able to stand as Nigeria, because when the north want to fight the Biafra war, they were able to convince Awolowo to stay with them. And that's why if Awolowo had decided to, call for the split of Nigeria as well, Nigeria would have been a goner by now. And he also said something that Yorubas are hypocrite, that what they say is different from what they do, according to the man. But the truth is that which Yoruba man have said something and failed to do it, except recently that the news made the rounds that Bola Ahmed Tinubu promised to release Nnamdi Kanu during the election and he has failed to. But that is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You cannot paint a whole ethnic group with one brush. And whatever is between them and Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that's their problem. They know how they promised themselves. They know the permutation they did, and how Bola Ahmed Tinubu eventually emerged. But the truth is that face your business with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If you don't want Bola Ahmed Tinubu, it's up to you. If you don't like Bola Ahmed Tinubu, it's up to you. But to now put the sin of Bola Ahmed Tinubu on the whole Yoruba people, that is very bad. It's just as if I have a business transaction with an Igbo man and the transaction doesn't go well, then I now use it to now say, oh, Igbo people are fraudsters. No, that is a sign of pure illiteracy. That is a sign of ethnic bigotry. Now, the man said Tinubu is an OTP. Well, it is not impossible. If a Goodluck Jonathan can lose election in Nigeria, definitely who says Bola Ahmed Tinubu cannot lose election. But one thing I can tell you is that from the political trajectory of Bola Ahmed Tinubu will give them a good run. He will give them a good fight. And at the end of the day, Bola Ahmed Tinubu may eventually have his way, because what he needs is INEC. What he needs is the police and the other security agencies. And if the miracle that happened in Edo, whereby they were changing the result of the IRF back end, that they've been able to find a means around it now. If that happens, at the end of the day, the worst thing that they will hear is go to court. And at the end of the day, if they decide to fight the way Buhari did during Jonathan's time, they will be destroying their things in the north. So either which way, it is the north that will eventually lose out. But that is not to say that Bola Ahmed Tinubu should be ruling like a monarch. No, it is a democracy, and it should try and always carry people along and not rule as if he is a military head of state. But as for that guy, his assertion shows that 2027 will be a very interesting political year. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode of Politing with Dr. Omoshola. Dr. Deji is a political scientist with a PhD in political science, and this is where we like to analyze politics and happenings in the polity. Do you want to subscribe? Turn on your notification button. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on TikTok. Till I see you again. Always remember that I love you all sincerely.